Hello, DevOps people. Hi, everyone. Welcome, UVVW. Welcome to the stack. Thank you for your follow at the beginning of this very stream. Hello, Ivan the Raging Python. Hello, Tiberian. How is everyone? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Full Stack Live. I'm Jochen, the Monospace Mentor. This is my live coding chat, and today we're doing a little bit of website work. Ooh, front-end stuff. That's completely foreign to me, but hey, at one point I need to master Tailwind CSS and all these things, so yeah, we'll get into that. And yeah, so did you know that this channel is strictly a Ruby channel? So it's a true fact that Ivan is actually the only Python that is allowed in this channel. I'm having a great day. I hope you do so too.
It's a Unix system.
There's Jack Photo. I'm happy to have you here, and it's very kind of you to follow. Thank you. So, what is new? I have a new control surface for my stream. I was struggling with my Stream Deck. Oh, not struggling, that would be a little bit too much. But the Stream Deck on Linux is a bit of a challenge. It's such a convenient device if you have all these buttons with an OLED display behind them that can generate any buttons you like. This is really, really great. I know, how you doing? Welcome to the stack. And so I have been looking for solutions how I could actually use my Stream Deck on Linux. And quite early on I discovered Deckmaster, which is a nice little Go application which you configure using YAML files, and that at least covered the basics, so I could actually press a button and have something happen, most of the time simply by running a shell script or something, and that shell script then would use the OBS CLI or the uCLI, or later then when I switched the Home Assistant CLI to do all my lights and stuff. But what solutions like Deckmaster are lacking are A, flexibility, and B, the feedback, so that actually, say, a button lights up if you switch on the light and it goes dark when you switch it off, so that you have some kind of visual feedback if a light in another room, for example, is on or off. And I didn't have that. I tried a relatively new GNOME application called Boatswain, and it's nice, but it's not very far in its development yet. So, and it's also pretty limited, and it wouldn't have been an improvement over Deckmaster. It would just have had a little bit more GUI configuration than Deckmaster with its YAML files. So, yeah, I actually, when I upgraded the RAM on my home server last week, I spun up a Windows VM and thought, well, if Linux solutions aren't there yet, let's simply try the original Stream Deck application, and I'll run that on a VM from my home server. And that did work, and actually I still have the Stream Deck not cable managed, I just realized, but it does work. So more RAM, more better. That's correct, Exegete. Welcome to the stack. Good morning. How is life? So yeah, while that did work too, I just had to pass through the USB device of the Stream Deck to the Windows VM, and then the Stream Deck application did work. And it is, of course, quite nice. It's also a little bit of a hassle to have a Windows VM running all the time and being dependent on that and things like that. And then I remembered there was an application used by especially video professionals called Companion. It's from the company BitFocus, and it's open source software, and it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. It has all the stuff. It has integrations all over the place. So it came with Home Assistant support out of the box. It came with OBS support out of the box. It came with support for my ATEM Mini Pro video switcher out of the box. Yeah, and it has everything. You can configure the buttons. You can set up feedback channel. So for example, I can say, okay, this button is the OBS record button, and as the feedback, I'll set OBS is recording. And that way I can press the button and the button actually lights up while OBS is recording. Same for Home Assistant. I can say, okay, pressing this button switches on a light, or maybe in that case you might even want to have a little bit more sophistication. Releasing this button quickly will switch on this light, and releasing this button after a full second of holding it will switch off the whole room. And as feedback, I'm using the state of the light, and so the button lights up if the light is on. If I press it shortly, it switches on or off the light, or toggles the light basically. And if I hold the button for a second and then release it, it switches off the whole room. And you can have up to 100 pages between you can switch on the Stream Deck, and this is just amazing. I'm loving it so much. And I wonder where it was all my life. So yeah, I need to take care of the cabling now that it's not temporarily switched into my home lab server anymore. And I'll do that after the stream, because during the stream I'm gonna need it. So yeah, I'm a very happy camper, and open source for the win. I will definitely send a donation in the direction of BitFocus, because this application really makes my day and makes my life as a streamer and even in general so much easier, that I really want this software to stick around. I mean, it probably will, because it's open source, but anyway, I'm so happy. If there is open source software that made your day recently, share it in chat. That's exactly the stuff that we'd like to talk about here. Or if you are looking for a solution, you might have a device that doesn't seem to be properly supported on Linux, and maybe someone else can give you a hint and tell you, well, there is this application that you just missed because you seem to be blind. And yeah, let's exchange experiences. Commensason, or I don't know how to pronounce your name. Anyway, welcome to the stack. It's brilliant, and it's brilliant that you follow. I mean, Wilco in the chat, first time chatter. Hello, welcome to the stack. Says I like using Matrix and Geogram for chats. Am I right in assuming that Geogram is a Telegram client? I'm not familiar with Geogram, actually. I've never heard about it. There is a nice, it's not open source, is it? Texts.io or dot something seems to be a nice application to get all your messaging services under one UI. I'm not that deep into messaging, so I don't see any sense in paying for that. But if you are heavily messaging all over the place with Signal and WhatsApp and all these different messaging services, texts might be a good solution for you. And Han Codes, welcome! How's your Vim learning going on? I hope you're having great fun moving around your code and discovering new features every time. I think I heard of Beeper. I haven't tried it because, yeah, as I said, I'm not that big into messaging, and I'm mostly using Signal, which is the service I switched to when the whole WhatsApp hullabub happened. Exactly, Vim all the things, or even NeoVim all the things. And YG1 just asking hello to you too. Happy to have you all around. It's so great to have you here. And in this new week, where the weather has become a little bit better here in Ireland, and I'm much more relaxed. I did my 5-kilometer walk at the beginning of the day, which is also always a great start, especially if the sun comes out behind the clouds and raises my vitamin D levels so I don't fall asleep in the afternoon while doing a stream. Anti-Tux, welcome to the stack as well. Did I miss the alert? Very strange. Okay, so Exegete has been working for 2.5 hours already, and the sun is still not up. Hopefully you're going to have a great weather today. Yeah, I didn't, right? Anyway, Antitux, welcome to the stream, welcome to the channel. Thank you for following. Sometimes Stream Elements seems to choke a little bit. Sometimes it's the same with the chatbot as well. But we'll have to take it as it is. So, Companion, great stuff. And on the topic of not making this a 3-hour monologue, so if there's something that you'd like to share, don't hold back. If there is something that you'd like to ask, if you'd like me to explain something that I'm doing, or if you have a question that I might be able to answer, this is the channel where we can talk about these things. This is all about IT engineering, DevOps, software engineering, system administration. It's the full stack, and don't hold back. Don't hesitate to ask questions. They are more than welcome, and there aren't any stupid questions. Did you know that? There are only stupid answers, and I have lots of them. Exegete says hi in the 10 degrees Celsius, or the high is around 10 degrees. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the same as here. Let me check. So at the moment we have only 7 degrees, and it's not going above that. Well, tomorrow we'll have 10 degrees. So we are sharing the same weather at the moment. I hope it's as sunny as it is here in Bray. Okay, so I would say let's get started. What am I doing? I am in the process of launching a course. End of the month, no, end of next month. It's not quite February yet, end of February. I'm going to start a new course about Varnish, a 3-hour workshop where I'll explain all the background and theory behind the Varnish reverse proxy, the cache proxy, with which you can actually build your own little CDN node, at least. I wouldn't go as far as building your own CDN with Varnish. Fastly actually did that. They did actually build their CDN using Varnish, but even having a single Varnish node is a tremendous boost to your website performance if you configure it correctly. And that's what this course is going to be all about. We have been using Varnish for the bigger part of the last 13 years on our managed hosting platform. We serve millions of page requests every day, and Varnish plays a big part in that because it speeds up website delivery so much. We even had DDoS attacks that we sustained without any issues simply because we were able to serve content from the cache instead of having it go through to our application servers, which would not have been able to carry that kind of load. But Varnish didn't bat an eyelid, and we probably served a few terabytes of traffic to some botnet, but at least the website didn't go down, and people going to that website did get the exact same content as always, and as the DDoS botnet as well. So I can definitely recommend taking a look at Varnish. And so there are a few things that I need to do. I need to get a few more testimonials that I can post to my course web page, to the landing page. I need to see that everything is set up. Of course, I also need to work on the course content, on slides and things like that. I need to set up a Docker Compose environment that participants can use to actually get practical hands-on experience with Varnish and its configuration language. So there's a lot of work ahead of me in the next 4 weeks. And as you do, today, even after telling a few friends about the course, and friends includes a few of our customers as well, I decided to take a different approach to selling my course, and actually not use Podia as my course platform, and instead do things myself, which is, of course, what you do just before you are about to launch a new course, your first course that is paid. So the thought behind that, I'm not completely mad. I am mad, I know, but I'm not completely mad. The reason is basically that I want to have control over which components I use. Podia is definitely a nice no-code solution for people who just want to launch their course and want to have someone do all the payment stuff and things like that. So this is not at all a dig against Podia, but if you use Podia, then you are basically also tied to all their to the features of their platform. Which includes, say, for example, the community platform, or the payment system, the flexibility or lack thereof you have in setting up pricing, things like that. And I feel a little bit limited by that. And so I decided, okay, how about I use my own website as for the landing pages as well. I have a static website that is built by Bridgetown RB, Bridgetown Ruby, a Ruby-based static site generator, so it's pretty fast. I have it hosted at Netlify, and I could use an external payment provider that also allows me to do memberships and one-off purchases like Podia does, but is completely independent. And I found Memberful to be a very good candidate for that. And so I did actually select Memberful and said, okay, I'll basically set up the landing page on my own website and point the buy button at Memberful, which then does all the payment processing. And then I can use a different provider for, say, email, transactional email, marketing email, and I'm going to use ConvertKit for that. And the main thing that I wanted to have independently is that I'd like to set up a new community platform for the Monospace community. We did try the Podia forum, but that was pretty limited. You didn't have RSS feeds and many other features that I wanted to have. So we basically left that platform and focused on Discord. And Memberful is already connected to Discord. So if, for example, you get a Monospace mentorship, you do get access to the membership channels through Memberful. And Memberful also allows to integrate with Discourse, Discourse being the Ruby on Rails based forum platform. And I've been lusting after my own Discourse platform for years now. And we might actually start setting that up today on this very stream, depending on how far we get. So, yeah, I think by taking the component approach by saying, okay, we'll use Memberful for the payment and membership side of things. We'll use ConvertKit for marketing email. We'll use my own website for the whole landing page thing. We'll use Discord for chat, and Discourse as our forum where knowledge gets preserved and is available even years after someone has written a post. That is going to be my approach, and I think it's going to be much more capable for and future-proof than basically putting all my eggs in one Podia basket. Of course, that requires binding everything together and building your own website, and that's exactly the kind of audience that Podia is not targeting. Of course, they are targeting people who are authorities in their own field, but don't have the time or inclination to run their own website and integrate that with all kinds of services. So again, this is not an indictment against Podia. It's just that Podia doesn't seem to fit my needs in terms of flexibility and extensibility. So we'll start by taking a look at the website. Take a look at my website. And from there, we'll then go on, and maybe I'll set a VM and we'll try and see how far we can get with setting up Discourse. So here we are in my static website. And I'm already using features that I can use with Bridgetown. Since it's a static site generator, the website itself is not going to be dynamic or database driven, but the website generation is very much driven by logic. Hello, Dave Fogo. How you doing? Welcome to the stack. And yes, this is NeoVim. And if you're interested in how I set it up, you can simply go to my .files repository and take a look. Thank you. Thank you. That's very kind. So, I've built this website using Bridgetown because I was curious how Bridgetown is different from Jekyll, the static site generator that I used to use before Bridgetown, and I'm still using for quite a few projects. For example, my own personal website. But Bridgetown is really great in terms of front-end technologies and things like that. Not that I would use any of that, because I'm really not very strong in the front end or the front end side of things. I am definitely a system administrator cum web developer, and am very much in my infant shoes yet as a web developer. But anyway, so what I was able to do is that I actually have separated things out. At the moment, I only need one course page, and that's the Varnish Master course. It has changed. Why did it change? Let's see. Of course, I'm aware that there will be more. Let's indent that correctly. There will be more courses, so I've already started modularizing things. For example, I'm using the YAML front matter for kind of metadata around the course. So there's a title, there's a price, the start date, a course ID, and a description. And instead of putting these details into the page, I'm using placeholders where I can actually fetch them at different places. So here we have the page data title, which references the title field in the front matter. And further down here, we have the start date and the description. And at the end of the page, if I jump to the end, I'm doing the same, because I again need the price here and the start date. So that way I don't have to repeat myself, or if I decide to change the price, for example, I don't have to change that in various locations, and probably you will also miss one, which will confuse the heck out of people. And instead, I can use the front meta here basically as a very, very tiny database that I can reference whenever I need to. That will also allow me to basically turn this into a course template where I have only one file with all this HTML and especially Tailwind CSS code, and simply inject the different course details and of course the whole copy for each landing page. But that's for future me. What I did also do is that I wanted to have testimonials for each course with feedback from actual people who have worked with me, either in courses or in another professional matter. And so what I do here is I have a collection called testimonials, where I have small markdown files with only the testimonial as a markdown text, and another block of YAML front matter, again with the course ID, and that is the connection between a course and its testimonials. They need to use the same course ID. And then I have a name, a company name, and a company link. And then I can go to in my course website where I need those testimonials. Where I need the testimonials, I simply include the testimonials partial here. And in this partial, I simply go through the testimonials collection. And if the testimonials course ID is identical to the current resource course ID, which is basically the page, then I'll pick it, and again I can simply reference the content or the data name, data company URL, and data company name here. And that way I don't have to change any pages to add testimonials. I'll simply add them as small markdown files here in the courses collection down here, and that way they'll automatically appear on the course page. So that way, using Bridgetown instead of a page builder such as is offered by Podia, I can actually make my life a little bit easier. I still have to build my own HTML, but that is okay. I'm fine with that, and I'm sure that if I discover stuff that is repetitive, that I'll be able to use partials and collections and things like that to basically dry things up.
It's a Unix system. I know this.
Matty, how very nice of you to join us here. Thank you for following. Welcome to the stack. So, yeah, that's how far I got, and just to show you what that looks like. This is the original website, not my local development website, so let's go to that one. So here we are. So far, and up until now, if you pressed courses, you were redirected to the Podia website, and now you're going to stay on my website with the whole copy being right here. And here is another piece of magic, because courses on this overview page work exactly the same as testimonials. I have a courses collection with one course in there at the moment, and the courses page does the same kind of stuff, where down here under this whole copy block I simply iterate over the courses collection, and render those with their title, their description, their start date, and I shouldn't hard code the price as well. So CIT, and then we'll say that is going to be course data price, which should not make any difference in terms of the rendering, but there is an issue. I did not close this correctly. So that should work better. Yeah. So we still have the 280 here as a price. It's a little bit big though. How is this so big? Should it be that size? Yeah, it does make sense. I mean, this is my stream browser, which has a little bit higher font size, just so you can read stuff easier on your screen. So it'll render a little bit smaller on normal browsers. And I think my son is at the door, and since my wife had a night shift and is still in bed, I'll have to run, and I'll be back in a minute. All right, so Halved 666, welcome to the stack. Thank you for the follow. So yeah, it's going to be very easy to add a course to the website simply by adding a new file to the courses collection up here. I mean, we could demonstrate that. How about we add a new course? I'll call it test course dot. Can it be markdown? Yeah, well, let's make it markdown simply for demonstration purposes. So if I add a new course here, we'll have to have at least a few information. I guess it's a name, right? Test course and the price. Let's make it €1. And description. This is just a test. Let's close that. Not sure if that is sufficient, but we'll see. So if I go back to my browser, now we have a test course here. It automatically appears here with its description. I didn't give a start date, but it does add the price as well. So let's delete that again, which also will re-render the page, and it's gone. I'm very happy with how this works. There is a little bit of manual work, of course, involved, but the more I do create templates and partials that I can fill with YAML metadata, the easier it becomes to add content to the page. And I love that I'm able to keep everything on my website and on this domain without having to redirect to an external service. The only redirect I have to do is basically to page out to Memberful to get people to buy the course. Or if people want to buy the course, they'll have to go to Memberful. And I guess I should also make that a metadata field. Because in my hurry to get this online, I did actually hardwire that at 2 different places, namely here, and we could use a placeholder here. So let me copy that to a register, and instead we'll use a placeholder, which is in this case page data sign up URL. Nope, that's actually correct indentation. It was indented incorrectly. So we'll need the same thing down here. So I can simply replace that with the same thing. Page data sign up URL. And now we just have to define that. I guess we'll do that right after the price. Sign up URL. And I'll paste that here, which should have the website still working. So let's go in here and let's see the Buy Now button. Yes, does still point to Memberful. Down here it does too, and if I press the button I get there, and Memberful will take care of all the fulfillment basically. Awesome. So there's still a little bit of stuff that I have to do manually now that I'm just starting out using Memberful. For example, I have to take the email from the from the course order out of Memberful and put it into, say, ConvertKit, for example, to be able to email people and do these things. I have to tag them with the course. So there's a little bit of manual work involved, but since most of my courses are going to be live courses, which won't be attended by hundreds of people, this is still manageable. And I love the independence that this switch is going to give me. But you weren't just asking, well, that last chat went through. It's also on screen, but as you can see, I didn't get any before that in the last few minutes. So I'm not sure if Twitch is eating chat entries. There's nothing in the auto mod queue or something like that, so I have no idea what's happening here. It could be that Twitch chat is acting up a little. I'm sorry for that, apologies, because yeah, chat is important. See? That's the thing, if you depend on other people, you are in their hands, for good or for not. And yes, there was actually an incident that triggered this whole switch, and which was that yesterday morning I went to my Podia landing pages, and the website didn't render, and all I got was an SSL error because the site certificate was apparently self-signed. And I realized, okay, there's nothing I can do. I emailed Podia, and a whole while later I got an autoresponder that told me, yeah, since because of your plan, we are going to answer within the next 12 hours or so. So I thought, oh, if this would happen in the hot phase of selling my course, I would be pretty much screwed. And maybe I should be on the lookout for a team that seems to have a little bit better in operational stuff. The folks at Podia are great developers. I listened to a few of them with the Remote Ruby podcast. That is definitely the case, but I guess operation stuff is still an issue. And yes, I know they do. I'm pretty sure they use Let's Encrypt, but I have no idea. I mean, in order to get Let's Encrypt started, you need to make your website available via SSL. It needs to be reachable for Let's Encrypt. And so in that phase, you need to have a self-signed certificate. And then Let's Encrypt will issue your Let's Encrypt certificate, and you need to replace the self-signed one, of course, immediately then with the Let's Encrypt one. And I can only imagine that some new node was provisioned that didn't have the existing certificates already in there, because I've been using Podia for months and months now. Then that node got stuck in the self-signed phase and didn't get the Let's Encrypt certificate or something like that. I can only guess, because I wasn't able to look behind the scenes, which left me with a pretty much helpless feeling. And that's when I started thinking, is that a good idea? Maybe I had all these ideas with running my own discourse forum already, and I was already thinking which would be the better approach. And at that point I said, okay, I think, I'll be better off having a business partner that takes care of the payment only and is focused on that, and who has a good reputation of doing that properly. And then I'll host my own website. Netlify is also pretty good in terms of uptime and things like that. And that way I have a little bit more control, a lot more control, I would say, over how my website and the whole course transactions and things like that work. Parizera says the Let's Encrypt challenge supports DNS validation. Yes, it does. But that, of course, this depends on the business itself, how they do the whole TLS validation and this whole handshake. What I described was the only explanation I had why my Podia website that had been running for months now would suddenly serve a self-signed certificate. There might be another explanation, but that's what I came up with. So, what do you think of this? Is this a good idea? Am I on the right track, or have I gotten off the rocker completely now? Doesn't it? I think so too. So, one idea I had was on the course overview page. We could have another button there with a call to action. People can, of course, click on the whole block here, but having a button there that is an actual call to action here would not hurt, I don't think. Great, thanks for the feedback. Feels good that I seem to be on the right track here. So we need a small, smallish button, and thankfully I can use Tailwind UI for that. That's one of the main reasons why I've actually chosen Tailwind as my CSS framework, because if I'm one thing not, then it's designer, and being able to simply copy stuff from people who know what they're doing, as opposed to myself, is definitely something that is worth the admission. So let's see, buttons. I think a small button would do, say the second one here. So I guess that's this one. Let's copy that. And that needs to go... no, that's not it. Needs to go here. Is that correct? Let's see. Oh, yeah. So this gets rendered as a block, which spans the whole width. Depending on how wide this can become, this might get ugly, but I think it can't become wider than this because of how it's set up. It's either a 3-column grid or a 2-column grid. On small screens, it's a 2-column grid, and for larger screens, it's a 3-column grid. So it won't get larger than that. Of course, I can also alternatively make this an inline block, so it doesn't get rendered across the whole width of this div. Let's see how this works out. CIT lets me change the text inside this button tag. So that makes things much easier because I can actually use this neovim command wherever I want. So if I go out again and undo this, I can be in the middle of the tag. I can even be on the tag element itself and still do CIT, and it'll let me change the content of this element. What's our call to action here? Look, check it out. Details. Let's do details. And of course, this is not going to be a button. I'm not going to make this a form. We'll simply use a well, that's also easier by using the surround plugin that I've installed, so I can actually do a CST, which changes the surrounding tag, and simply by entering A as the HTML element, I can change the whole element, and then we'll just have to add a link here, which is going to be the URL that we have in here. So I can do a YI quotes, which yanks the content of the double quotes, and then I can just press P and insert that here. We don't have to have a type button here, that can go. And now that it's an a href, it might actually render as a block already. No, it doesn't. Okay. Why do you want just asking redeemed a hydrate? Thank you very much for that. Cheers. Thanks for not letting me dry up here. The coloring definitely needs to change. I have defined my own color scheme here, which was also new for me. Actually picking a color palette, and I used this browser, the Stream browser, doesn't have that. in here. So give me just a second and I'll grab it from my other browser. That's this one here. Yes, that's all right. So I used coolers to pick a color palette, and that's actually the palette I chose. I love the orange and the orange and the earth yellow and peach yellow. You can probably tell that I grew up in the 70s. And so we'll make that button orange, or as it's called, coral. So that's going to be a coral, not an indigo 600. And we'll also need a coral here. In this case, a coral, was it 600? I think it was 600, right? A little bit more intense. And here as well. So let's make this clear that this is meant as a coral 500. Something like this. Let's take a look. Yep. And now let's see if we make this a block. That didn't change anything. Why is that? What is that div that we are inside? That's the flex div, that's why. Okay. I think we need to go below this flex one, right? Or did I break everything now? Ooh. That was unintentional. Yes, of course, I can give you the URL. That's simply coolors.com. Looks like a to-do app. Well, it does give you work, that's for sure. So that was unintentional, but I kind of like it. I would have to make this more CTA-ish, say checkout details or view details or something like that. Insert some kind of a verb, but other than that, it's pretty nice. Huh. Indrak, hello! Welcome to the stack. Called out as a positive influence on another. Wow, wow! I'm humbled. Yeah. Oh, wow! This is uncomfortable, but also awesome. Thank you. Thank you for telling me. Making me blush in public here. Let me see. So, if we take away the rounded, shouldn't this fill just the lower? Yes, it does. Because the whole container is rounded already. And that means we simply change our text in view details, something like that. And we'll make it centered. Text font, yeah, let's insert it here. Text centered. that did not work. Do I have to split this up? I guess I have. Yeah, that's where I'm reaching the limits of my CSS knowledge. Well, yeah, laid back, definitely. This is a very relaxed channel. Why would I do a channel that stresses me out? I mean, I have enough incidents and stuff at work that tends to stress me out, so I don't have to do that on stream as well. That would be really counterproductive. Okay, let's find out how this works. And I'm going to do a little bit of experimenting. If you know what I need to do, if you are more of a CSS whiz than I am, feel free to let me know, but I'll... Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, mm-hmm. No, at Primogen, I am not.
It's a Unix system.
Nimaru, welcome to the stack. How's it going? So, we'll move this div. We'll move a few things to this div. And I'm really just guessing here. Let's make this the coral. Well, no. We need the hover effect. Maybe having just a div alone will do the trick.
Unix system. I know this.
There are times when I'm happy that I don't have text to speech on, but multiple W's with an M in the middle. Welcome to the stack. This is a very interesting Twitch handle. We'll definitely find an acronym that fits your name, I'm pretty sure. World Wide Web Wizard, something like that. We'll work on that. Okay, so if I put this in a div, let's see how the text center now works. That didn't do it. So let's maybe try and use the inspector. Just to experiment a little. So if I go, where's my button or this link here? Okay, we do have the text centered. I would not assume that making this MX auto would do anything, or will it? No, because it's not the text that's going to be centered. And we would probably have to assign a width. What I did is I wanted to have a button down here with a call to action like view details. And I simply inserted something from Tailwind UI down here. And that first rendered as a kind of a button down here, right at the bottom edge. And that was not intentional, but I liked how it looked. And so I took off the rounded of the original button, which made it render like this, just as an orange block. And I like that. But what I want to do now is, of course, to center the view details in the middle of this block. And I added the text-centered class here, but that did not do the trick, probably because of some width thing or the way this is nested. Oh, that was not my intention. What I want to do is this. But I'm far from being a CSS expert, I'm really just stumbling along here. So the question is, how do I get that text into the middle? Oh, you mean borders will help in determining where this stuff starts and ends? That's actually a nice idea. I think border should already be, or border red should already do the trick, I guess. There might be a red border, but I can't see it actually. Oh, thank you. Is that it? Does it still render? Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you. Not even in this channel for a few minutes and already helping out. Thank you so much. So yeah, we can get rid of that border again. df space E, that's that. We don't need that surrounding div either. And do I need the block? I guess I do. So let's take a look how this looks and how the hover effect does work. There is no hover effect anymore, which might be because I got the colors wrong. So what they do here is they render 600, and with hover they render 500, and the focus visible is also 600. So yeah, that's why. Oops, nope, too many sixes. 600, the hover is 500, and the outline is again 600. Okay, let's see how this works out. That doesn't work anymore. Why doesn't it? Maybe the difference is too subtle. No. I guess that's the... Yeah, that's the... No, there is no hover effect. Huh. The link does work. That's all right. But I'm confused why the hover effect doesn't work anymore. All I did was the text center, I think, and the block. Is it the block? It might be if we make this an inline block. No idea what the difference is. No, that doesn't work either. Is it valid? I do think so. I added those to my Tailwind configuration. These are custom colors, of course. Coral is not part of the usual color space that Tailwind provides out of the box, but I did add them. So, and it is Coral. It's just not doing the hover effect. Where in other places it does, I think. Let's go inside the course. So here, for example, we have that hover effect. It's subtle, but it's there and it's good. Let's take a look at how I did this on the actual course page. So here we did it like this. We have Coral 600 as background. We have 500 as the hover and the outline in 600. So exactly like we do here. Just doesn't do it. I'm not too bothered. I mean, it could actually stay that way. Let's try and reloading the page. No. For some reason, that doesn't work. Text white is in there. I just wanted to make sure that that's not just a default or something. Let's see. If I say coral here, it is basically the 5 or 600 here. I think I have an idea what happened, because the tool here also doesn't pick up the details here. It only picks up the whole block. So for some reason it takes this whole thing as one piece, and so it doesn't differentiate between the different parts in here. So that must be something that is in here. It's a grid. Is there any relative shenanigans or something? No. Yeah, yes, there is. There's a relative here. Is that what's screwing up things? Okay, I can push it into the foreground. Said 100. Okay. Let's see what the tool means. So, tool isn't quite interested. No. Ah, I know what it is. I made the whole thing a link. And so making this one a link as well, so that's overlaid over here. If I make this... Wait. The title is a link? Why is the whole thing a link? And is it actually? Something's not quite right here. So this is a link. The whole block. Question is why. From the markup, I would say only the title should be. Huh. I can make it a Z50, but I think it's something different. At least it's my gut that tells me there's something. I didn't catch that this whole block was a link before. Because it was okay. It's fine if someone clicks in the middle here and gets to the course, but that's not what the markup says. Oh, no, I'm in the right file. For a second there, I thought it was in the complete wrong file here, but that cannot be. So, question is, how is it that I made this title a link, and that turns the whole block into a link, even though, as you can see, here's the loop that goes through all the courses. There is no ahref that would have all this nested in there. This is pretty strange. Let's turn this into a div just to see what happens. CST div. So now it's not a link anymore. But now nothing is, even though view details is a link. I confuse. And as soon as I make this a link again, if someone can tell me what the area hidden true in this context means, that would be helpful as well. So now everything is a link, including that thing down here. And so we could have a hover effect over the whole box here, but that's not what we want. Since I want to have this block at the bottom anyway, I guess we can get rid of this. Yeah, let's actually get rid of this. So we'll just have the title here. Oh, I think I know what it is. Is it the group class here? Yeah, I'm a bit familiar with Area, that this is about accessibility, screen readers and stuff. And I'm just not sure why there was an area hidden in there with the inset class. I don't think I need that. I mean, famous last words, yeah, but no, it doesn't look like it. And now, look at that. At least it renders as a link now. And it does work as a link. It just doesn't hover. We are one step further. We have rendered it as Coral. Let's make this more explicit. Coral 600. So now it's a little bit lighter, and now the hover effect works. Yeah, because the Coral default is Coral 500, so it just wasn't visible. Now it works. It was was it the area thingy? Huh. Now I want to know. Let's make let's do this. Let's fix the Coral 600 here. So I guess now it doesn't work anymore. Everything is a link, and the link down here doesn't really hover. Okay. So let's get rid of that span here, because I have no idea what it does. And I don't think I need it. So now the title is a link as intended, the text is not. And the view details does hover. So it was that area span which was hidden and had that strange inset attribute. Kung Fu Me, hello! Absolute will make that span take up the whole space. Oh, was it absolute? I guess I can get it back. Oh, because that container is relative, and inside here we have an absolute with inset 0. Why would you want that? Is it just so you have that link propagate across the whole container? But why not just nest it inside the link then? So yeah, that's definitely beyond my CSS capabilities. But I don't see why I shouldn't do conventional HTML here. Academically, I'm curious what the purpose of that was. I just copied that from the Tailwind UI website. I just can't imagine what the use of that would have been. Okay, that does the trick. People can click on the link, on the title. People can click on view details. Yep. And thanks to my metadata references, where we link to the page URL, we do, right? Where's the href? Course relative URL, yes. And here as well, course relative URL. We don't have to worry about consistency. That is going to be consistent for every course. So yeah, that worked out nicely. It's Galactic 2023. Thank you for the bits. That's very kind of you. I really love it.
It's a Unix system. I know this.
And welcome to the stream as well. Oh, then it was just probably oh, I see. What I did there was I copied a kind of a shop template, and that had product pictures in there. Another 100 bits. That's very generous of you. It's Galactic 2023. Very nice. Thank you. So it was these product pictures that I took out earlier, and then only the span was left because, and since I didn't know that it was somehow related to the pictures, I left it in, and that then confused things. 500 bits! Are you insane? It's Galactic 2023. Thank you. This is amazing. 700 bits just for me stumbling through CSS. Well, I hope you're having a great time. Okay, that's fixed. Oh, thank you so much, chat. Kung Fu Me and the many W's and everyone else helping out. Thanks for helping me in this. That should actually have triggered something. Let me see why that can't see, which is not actually the case. You definitely can see, but let's see what is going on here. Can't see. Well, I think we can trigger that manually.
Can't even see anything.
Yeah, we can. No idea why that didn't trigger, but Twitch seems to have a little bit of issues today. We also had chat issues earlier, so maybe that's why. Posture check. Yeah, thanks for that. Those old bones. Thankfully, I have a pretty good chair. I keep buying errand chairs. Used, so they are affordable. And that lets me work without major issues in my back. But that posture check from time to time is definitely something that's worth it. So let me commit that stuff, because I think the page is pretty much okay now to launch it this way. And we'll say course pages refinement. And we'll let Netlify deal with the rest. Exegete's Aaron is dying. RIP. F in chat for Exegete's chair. It's finally out of warranty. Yeah. Well, I think that's the great thing about Aaron chairs, that they definitely outlive even their generous warranty time. Yeah, I'll definitely keep buying Aaron chairs as long as I can get them at a decent price used. Herman Miller does great stuff, except for that atrocious gaming chair they've done with Logitech. The chair itself is great, but the thing that they did with Logitech is a little bit of an eyesore, I think. Just my opinion. Okay, so while Netlify is... oh yes, Steelcase does make great chairs as well. Can confirm. When I had to replace my previous Aaron, I did actually check out Steelcase, because we have a Steelcase or an office outfitter in Dublin where they sell Steelcase chairs, and they are pretty pricey too. If I hadn't found a vendor that sells these refurbished Aaron chairs at a very decent price, I probably would have chosen Steelcase too. What I wanted to do was, let's do a short round of words on stream. And then we'll take a look at the actual website. So let's make this full screen. Yep, here we go. Just to make sure everyone knows the rules, you have to take the letters and then you'll build words from that. You can't choose names, and you can only use every letter once. And at a later stage, there will be fake letters that do appear but can't be used, but we'll get to that. So let's get going. Okay, so yeah, I was immediately missing that ST. And enemy doesn't spell that way. Let's see. I have to get my head in the game first. Jesus. Did my brain switch off? No, it did not. Just very slow. I know, try an IE instead. Because that should work. I'm not going to steal it from you. Oh, why isn't there an A? Wow. We do not even last the first round. Okay, let's count this as a warm-up round. Whoa. That was low. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was an unfortunate choice of letters as well, but... that's not much better, is it? Ah! Gave it away. But no one's... Ah, Parisera! Pogs is probably not a word, is it? For gossip, you'd need a second S. I mean, in some cyberpunk future, we'll definitely have something like a soy pig. That was good. Gossipy was really nice. Ah, yes, isn't there... yep. I'm really not good with botanics, but I do know a few flowers. No, just one G. But still, we made it to the next level. We're getting warm. Those gears have started grinding. It's fine. Come on, people! There's just one E, I know. Otherwise that would be grand. Come on, folks. We need your help. We need to get across these 52 before the time runs out. We'll never make it. Noon should actually work, but I think you were blocked. Try again. I did try defund and it didn't work for some reason. All right, we'll revisit that later. But first, let's check out the main website if that works as intended. And now you can actually see it in the original font size. So it's not as cramped anymore. And still it does render nicely. There should be more testimonials here. There will be a few more, I think. I've asked a few people who I've been working with in terms of Varnish to give me a few testimonials, and yes, that does work, and we can click that link and it gets us to the page, and there's the testimonials. Yeah, that was what was I referencing. There should be more testimonials here. Of course, there's only going to be one course at this time, and if I press buy, then I go to Memberful and can buy the course. Yep, that is pretty much what I wanted to achieve with this, at least. Balthazar, yeah, we were sorely missing you. All these longbirds were kept unfound. Good morning, sir. How you doing? Doing great here. I did what you do right before launching a course. I changed my course platform completely and payment provider and stuff on a whim because I wanted to have more flexibility. But I think we'll be fine. Things seem to be working. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I did actually have quite a good night last night. So I did have on-call duty last week and actually had pretty much uninterrupted sleep. Again, now that we've tackled a few pain points that kept waking us at night. And just earlier today, I also deployed our temp file system cleanup. That should also prevent us from getting alerts, simply because some kind of an application keeps filling up the temp directory over a few weeks. Have some coffee and have a great start into your day. Okay, so I can actually point people at this page now, which was the whole goal. And we did already commit everything, right? Yeah, okay. Huh. Enotic D, hello. Welcome to FullStack Live. Now, let me think. Are we going to set up discourse? Would be nice. I'd have to procure a VPS for it. And then we can go and set it up. We are about midstream. Yeah, that should work. I need to prepare a few things. Most importantly, get a VPS for our discourse instance. And that's about it. Okay. You know what? I'll simply switch to my talk screen and I'll get that done in the background. Just a second, I need to take care of something here. Is this even possible? Yes, it is. That's great. All right, so we need to shoot ourselves a VPN. So, folks, if you have any questions, you can ask them in chat. If there's something that you'd like to share, like my praise of the companion app for the Stream Deck earlier, then feel free to do so.
Can't even see anything.
Now you can actually not see what I'm doing. That's because I'm navigating the Hesna Cloud dashboard to get myself a VPN for our Discourse instance. And I just don't want to reveal anything accidentally. Good to see that this is working now. Let's see, we need this. And I think I'm going to create a new project for this. And how do we do that? Let's go to the overview. New project. Yay. Okay. We'll need a server. It doesn't have to be too beefy, has it? Does it? We'll use, you know what? We'll use Debian. No, we'll use Ubuntu. Just because I'm so used to it. But maybe I should actually check out Discourse and its requirement. Discourse.com, is it? No idea. Let's see. .org, okay. And resources, getting started. Part 1, Discord setup. But that's the actual setup of the application, not the setup of the server. Guess we need to go to the open source repository, huh? Discourse on GitHub. I guess that's something that I could do on screen, actually. But I don't think it'll take long. Where is the documentation? If you're on Ubuntu, try the Ubuntu Development Guide. That's development, though. Documentation. This could be a little bit easier, I think. We'll use search. Install Discourse requirements. Oh, there's an install.md in the repository. Okay. Simple 30-minute basic install. And then there's a powerful, flexible, large multiple server install. We don't think we'll need that. So, we'll need a domain name. Yep. But I can only set that up when I have the IP address. We'll have to set up email. And then we'll need a cloud server. Default of 1 GB RAM works fine for small Discourse communities, 2 GB for larger ones. Yeah, I guess we get a 2 GB one. That shouldn't be a problem. And that's it. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's a Rails application. It shouldn't use up too many resources.
Can't even see anything.
Ah, okay. So let's switch to here. No, that was not what I was intending to do. Now I'm getting confused. So let's go here. Discourse installation requirements. Interesting, it didn't return the install MD now. So all it says is that we need a cloud server with probably 2 gigs of RAM. Okay, I can do that. No, don't worry, Balthasar, that was actually not the case. I switched to the talk screen because I wanted to set up a cloud instance and not reveal any credentials and stuff. And then I realized before I can order a cloud instance, I should probably investigate which sizing we need. And then I started researching the sizing, and only then you and It's Galactic did actually convince me to actually share my screen again. But now I'll have to switch to at least my secret screen again, because now I'm going to get myself a 2 or 4 gigabyte instance in a different browser window. So let's see, what can we get here? Ooh, my browser window here is acting up actually. Yeah, okay, Ubuntu 22.04. Oh, can't even scroll. That's not good. Too many tabs open. Let me try and open that window again. That's the monospace window. Sometimes Firefox gets stuck if a window does strange things. What am I doing? So, that's the wrong profile. This is so tedious. Now let's open. But the tab groups add-on for Firefox is definitely great, because that allows you to simply get a previous group of tabs back on screen as it was when you closed the window. So that makes things so much easier. Now, there was a server dashboard. It's even still on Ubuntu. Yeah, shared vCPU. No, not an ARM CPU. We'll use Intel and ARM AMD. Let's see. We can get an 3-core AMD with 4 gigabytes of RAM and 80 gigabytes of disk space for €7. That's definitely something that we can use. And I think I can share that. No. I'll call that discourse. Nope, community.monospace.com. And I'll grab the IP address and actually set up DNS for that too. The server is created, so I should have access to it. How do I actually... I can add my SSH key. Nope. I should have started it with my SSH key actually. Let's see, can I rebuild it? Otherwise, I'll simply have to transfer my SSH keys there by hand. Let's see. I'll simply copy my SSH key to the machine. I need the password. Wrong window. This is going haywire now. What happened? Okay, so yeah, and it doesn't even work. That's in part because I'm not used to my new split keyboard layout yet. Yeah, password has expired. That shouldn't have happened. What's going on? Maybe it's because I didn't use SSH. Ah, yes. So, new password. Let's use pdbgen. I have no pwgen. How is that possible? Yeah, I'll definitely. I'll switch off password access anyway. See, and that's why I didn't share my screen, because otherwise you would have had the IP address as well, and that then would have been an actual problem. I mean, not that I would assume that you are malicious, but yes, I do assume that you are malicious. Let's see. Now I'm really getting confused here, because that's not the process that I wanted to do. But yeah, I'll create a new login. Or actually, we can even create a new server in 1Password. Let's see. Where's the server? Here, server. Monospace discourse. Admin console username is root. Console password. Create a new password, and yes, let's use that. I'll have to add the IP address later, but I can retrieve that. It's more important to set this new password. Okay. Okay. I think we are good now. What I want to do now is let me transfer my SSH key as well. That'll make things a little bit smoother, and then I can share my screen again. So let's open up a new window here. Let's do the SSH copy ID again. It requires the new password, which should still be in the clipboard now. Okay. And if I try and... Hey. If I try another SSH. Ah, yes, because... Of course. Okay. Now we're good. What I have to do now is set DNS. So give me just a second. Well, I can actually... No, I'll have to do that in the console as well. So excuse me while I still go behind the curtain again. Let's grab the IP address. Switch to DNS. Go to monospace mentor.com. That's that. Okay. Okay, now I think I have things under control again. What we're going to do now is basically get the discourse set up. They say install docker.io. Isn't that the older package or something like that? Or the it's the Ubuntu one, right? And then there's the official Docker package. I guess docker.io should do the trick. Otherwise, we'll be able to replace the Docker platform later if it's necessary. But let's use the distribution packages as much as we can.
It's a Unix system.
Okay, Ubuntu 23 now has the Docker CE. Okay, I see. Yeah, I thought I'd remember something like that. Xartus, thank you for the follow. That's really kind of you. Thank you. Wait, what? It's better because it does not work well with Minikube? How does that make sense? What do you have against Minikube? So let's install docker.io and git. Let's do an update as first. And an upgrade as well. We're getting our own discourse, folks. I hope you're as excited as I am. I've been waiting for this for quite a while. Yeah, I see. Newer kernel available. Yeah, we'll reboot at a later time. Okay, so that's that. And now let's do apt install git docker.io. What then? Then we'll install discourse. To var discourse. Fair, okay. Uh-huh. That's that. Then we go to var discourse. Containers is already owned by root. Are we supposed to run as root? Well, they say it should log in as root, so I guess that's actually the case. But it should have read-only. Okay, so it should be owned by root, but not be visible to anyone else. Okay, that's fair. Let's fix that. 0700 containers. Yep, that's now locked down.
It's a Unix system. I know this.
Little Nia, welcome to the stack. Thanks for following. We are installing Discourse as our community platform. Yes, you can. Come on. Were I able to pronounce ophthalmologist, then I'd recommend you to go to one. Okay, Discourse setup. And then we have to answer a few questions. Okay. Let's see. Discourse setup. Hostname is going to be community.monospacementor.com. What do you mean checking my domain name? It's a perfectly valid domain name. And good thing that I already set DNS, because that's what it apparently checked now. Email address is going to be hello@monospacementor.com. We don't have an SMTP server yet, which might become a problem, I guess. Yeah, let's use that. And the Let's Encrypt notifications should go to me as well. MaxMind. No idea. Yeah, it does look right. Except that we don't have any SMTP set up. Yeah, it says so. Aren't valid, can't continue. If you have unusual requirements, edit containers app YAML and then launch a Bootstrap app. I'm getting really concerned about your eyesight, little Nia. The email address thing is probably because it needs to send password confirmation emails and things like that. So we do need a valid SMTP setup. And I do have a SendGrid account that we could use for this. And I just thought I might get around to doing that later. Let's see how this is supposed to go on. So we set up, and it says you'll get the SMTP details from your email setup. Be sure to complete that section. Okay. So we'll have to do that. And that was probably earlier. Yeah, setting up email here. And it says email is critical for account creation and notifications. If you do not properly configure email before bootstrapping, you will have a broken site. Okay. To ensure mail deliverability, you must add valid SPF and DKIM records. Yeah, but SendGrid will require that anyway. Okay. Yeah, but I think there are specific families of bats that actually can't see anything. Baseball bats, for example. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
It's a Unix system. I know this.
Ultra Dirty, welcome to the stack. Good to have you. Thank you for following. Okay, folks. I guess I'll have to set up email so we can go ahead with this. I don't know how much effort this will take, but I'll give it a try. So excuse me while I consult SendGrid if they can provide me with a little bit of email. I need... is that... How strange. Ah, yes, I think I know what's going on here. That's in... I need a... 2FA from Authy. Yeah, doesn't SendGrid even belong to Twilio? As does Authy. Self-hosting the email server. Nope, nope, nope. I'm a sysadmin, but I'm not that masochistic. And yes, I'll post the email credits to chat as well, so I can actually help yourself. Now, where do I set this up? Oh, this is such a hassle. No. Sender authentication? Yeah, that looks like it. So I guess I'll add that domain here. Other host? Is it other host? Yeah, it is. Not branded. Domain. So, oh god, we need quite a few entries here. So let's go back to DNS console. We need a CNAME. With this value. Another CNAME. With this value. And a third CNAME. With this value. Saran Heroic, thank you for the follow. Okay. And finally, we need a text record. For the DMARC record. Okay. Maybe let's wait a few seconds for this to actually settle in before I verify this on the side of SendGrid. And since I'm doing this in a non-stream browser window at the moment, I still keep the veil up. It's problematic enough that I start posting passwords in chat instead of on my terminal. So let's try and verify this. Did receive an error. Because, yeah, I did well, maybe it takes a little bit more time. Expected S1, S2. The text record apparently did work, so it's just the C names that didn't resolve. Let's try now verify then. Nope, not yet. Let me double check if everything is as it's supposed to be. Yes, that's .community. Yeah, DNS always takes its time.
I know this.
Bear 6991, welcome, welcome. Thank you for following the channel. I hope you're going to have a lot of fun. See, if I didn't cover my screen, you could see me frantically clicking the verify button without any positive result. You're missing out. Let me see, if I do this manually, is this just on SendGrid side? Maybe things haven't just gone over the pond yet. Let me copy this and let's go to my normal stream terminal and let's do a host call here. No, it does not resolve actually. Any reason why that would be? Am I in monospacementor.com? Yes, I am. Huh. So apparently it just takes a little bit of time to propagate. Which might mean we have to postpone the Discourse setup, but yeah, we are not in a hurry. So let's see. Hydrogen dot. Does not resolve. But the _D mark does resolve. If D mark does resolve, yeah, that works. So as you can see, the call for DMARC, community monospacementor.com, does resolve and return the DMARC text, but the domain keys do not resolve yet. We'll leave it a little bit more time. Yeah, I already tried to find out. Maybe I included the main domain in here, so I now created S2 domain key community monospacementor.com.monospacementor.com, but that's not the case. So I can only assume that this will take a little bit longer. And if it's not resolving successfully, say in an hour's time or so, then I'll have to investigate what the actual problem is and why the DMARC record does resolve and the other one doesn't. There's a question from Bear6991. Hey, I'm just learning DevOps and administration, looking for a mentor or any projects, if it is acceptable to write it here. Yes, of course. I'm a veteran system administrator myself, and there are lots of system administrators both in the FullStack Live viewership and our Discord server. And the bot just handily posted the link to our Discord, which you can use to join us there. And if you have any questions, you can either ask here on stream or on our Discord server. Both is very welcome. And we are happy to help if you have any specific questions. I'm in the process of setting up a Discourse server, which is a forum software, which will also be part of the Monospace community platform. I know, don't sell yourself short. Failure is part of the journey. If I even tried to list all my failures in the 3 decades that I've been doing system administration, we'll be here. We would be here all night. Awesome, awesome. Welcome to the community. Now, let's see. How about that domain key? Just a second. That's real strange. Maybe it... Is it because...
It's a Unix system.
It's a subdomain? Satanic Pope, which is an impressive Twitch name. Welcome to the stag. Is it you, Alistair? Yeah. Are you Alistair Crowley? I might have. Would be fitting, wouldn't it? At one point I wanted to become a Catholic priest. Don't want to anymore. You know what? That knowledge actually stems from my early social networking when I was still active on FidoNet, running my own BBS, and actually being interested in becoming a Catholic priest and interested in religion in general. And I actually made a few friends in the actual satanic community. because yeah, we had some very interesting discussions and enjoyable discussions actually, which was really, really interesting. It actually was. I have to admit, I have to say, at least on so my conversation partners were highly intelligent people. I don't know if I can claim that for myself too, but definitely that made the conversation pretty high level. You know what? We'll postpone that. I have to investigate why the setup here doesn't work. Actually, I might be able to take a look at another domain. Nope, that's not hosted on here. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to investigate why the email doesn't work, or the domain for these emails doesn't work. But that's too uninteresting and boring. Yeah, make yourself at home, Satanic Pope, and yeah, we are a nice community of system administrator and software engineers, all kinds of stuff. Julian Villis, welcome to the stack. How are you doing? Less coffee. What kind of concept is that? Amazing. Hello to Colombia. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Estás bien? Yerba mate. I think I tried that, but I don't really like mate. I guess it's as much an acquired taste as coffee itself, but so far, yeah. Estoy de Irlandia. Club mate, yeah, that's definitely a great way to consume mate. That taste is more my thing, yeah, definitely. But hey, I don't get the shivers actually. I drink coffee for the taste, not for the caffeine. I usually have a cup of coffee in the morning, and maybe one in the afternoon, mostly during my streams, and that's it. And
It's a Unix system. I know this.
thanks for following, Julian. All right, so where are we? Well, we are almost done on time as well. So I guess we can actually wrap things up here. What I'm going to do is still open up chat for questions and stuff. So if there's anything that you'd like to ask or would like to discuss or share, I'm happy to do that. Pixel Borders, hello, thanks for the follow. And then we'll pick someone to raid and call it a day. So, this was the first stream that I did with a companion driving my Stream Deck, and I'm pretty happy about it. Having buttons that actually light up with specific functions where I can see which scene I'm on and things like that is actually helpful. Yeah, that's definitely going to stay. Bear asked, is it okay to learn DevOps by Coursera? You mean if it's worth it? That will probably depend on the course. I don't have any specific insight into which courses are available on Coursera or Udemy and co. But I guess it's going to be a mix as everywhere, where some courses are worth the time and others are just superficial, and you would have acquired the same amount of knowledge by simply reading a few articles on the web. But it's definitely worth a try. I think you can quickly spot if someone does have experience or if someone just reads off a script and does things. And sadly, I don't have any counter offer yet. Earlier on, or I guess, yeah, earlier on, I did actually work on my course platform, where I'm going to offer a DevOps course in February, but that will be specifically about Varnish and not be a broad DevOps course. I'm working on a Linux course, actually, from scratch to the whole web administration racket. But that will take me months to set up and get together. So I can't offer you any alternative yet, but hey, stay posted, and we'll do a lot of DevOps stuff here on the channel as well. That's definitely a place where you can learn something, because yeah, you can also ask questions and stuff like that. Julian asks which technologies I use. So my main job is being CTO of a managed hosting platform, which we have been running for 13 years now. We're going into our 14th year now. Zhang Zhangjie, hello, welcome to the channel, and thank you for following. So yeah, the technologies we use are not cutting edge. We've been using them for 13 years, and we tried a lot of them, throughout some that weren't as reliable. And yeah, it's basically a survival of the fittest. The stuff that doesn't wake up at night is allowed to stay, and the stuff that costs us sleep has to go. And so we have settled on a mix of stuff. Our hundreds of Linux hosts are managed via Chef. Chef is a configuration management software that allows us to basically code our infrastructure setup in Ruby. It's what got me into Ruby and made me fall in love with Ruby, actually. And our platform uses, well, the essentials that we need to host the applications that we are specialized in, which is Drupal and WordPress. So we run a PHP stack with MySQL as the database system. The usual auxiliary services like Memcached, Redis, Apache Solr for search indexes, or Elasticsearch or OpenSearch, things like that. Yeah, Lead Bogies, welcome to the stack. When I started in 2010, I basically had the choice between Chef, Puppet, and a configuration management software that's not around anymore, I think, and that I can't for the life of me remember what its name was. I knew Puppet from my previous gig as an IT manager at an internet service provider, and it had its warts, and I didn't quite feel like it. and Chef looked pretty nice and approachable to me, so I basically on gut feeling I chose Chef, and 14 years later I would say it was a good choice. I'm still happy with how it's managing our servers. It makes things a lot easier, and I do like having an imperative programming language at my disposal to do more complex stuff. Things that a declarative approach like Ansible, for example, wouldn't allow me out of the box, lest I develop my own Ansible modules, which I would have to do if I were to replace Chef with Ansible. But then I would have to do that in Python, and I like staying specialized on Ruby. So Chef it is. What else do we use? We use Console for service discovery and key value database. We are switching to Prometheus as our monitoring system. In the past, we started using Nagios. Later, we switched to Sensu, and now we are moving over to Prometheus step by step. Okay, good to see that Parisera agrees imperative is all you need. Well, I guess purely declarative at least wouldn't work for me. I can't see myself doing everything in a declarative way, because that then basically gets you imperative through the back door. As you can see with Terraform, for example, which then had to add things like loops and stuff in YAML form. Yeah, I rather prefer having, say, Chef with its pure Ruby syntax, where I can simply write a Ruby loop, or where I can even do HTTP requests out of a Chef recipe if I choose to do so. Things like that. Yeah, I'm definitely spoiled by having everything at my disposal that the Ruby language can provide me with. And so, yeah. I am going to use Ansible, though, to automate my workstation setup. Don't see myself going to Nix anytime soon, even though that's the hype thing to do at the moment. But having a little bit more automation than I have at the moment with Chez Moi managing my .files would be nice. And I think Ansible will be well suited for that task. Oh, Balthazar taking the opposite side. You can absolutely do declarative without a DSL. I think I was going to take a middle ground approach anyway. What I was about to say was I can't see myself going for a purely declarative approach. So, for example, were you to take Chef off me and force me to use Ansible, then I would definitely go and write Ansible modules for stuff that needs more, say, business logic, to maybe access databases to gather infrastructure information or something like that, and then feed that to the normal Ansible process. That's definitely a valid approach as well, and it does a nice separation of concerns, because if you were around in recent streams, you saw me actually picking apart our Chef recipes to separate business logic from actual server setup, because everything was a jumbled mess. And with an approach like the one that I just described, by saying, okay, we'll use Ansible, we'll use the YAML as usual, but we'll add our own modules that augment the whole process, that probably keeps stuff separated from the get-go, which is definitely a good thing from an engineering standpoint. Sika07, welcome to the stack. Earlier Bethesda wrote, to be honest, I've been mostly fine with Ansible, but I've come to really appreciate CDK-style tools. So far, I've been using Pulumi. Pulumi is definitely something that I'm interested as well, because it basically allows me the same approach with a DSL or actually proper source code. It would get me into Go, which is something that I wanted to do anyway. Since even though I'm pretty much married to Ruby, I'm very curious about Go, and Go is one of the languages that Pulumi does support nicely. So that would definitely be my choice if I tried Pulumi. Maybe we'll do that eventually on the stream as well, just to do a little bit of exploration and look beyond the fence. But mostly, if I'm doing my daily work here on stream, you're gonna see me doing Chef. Ah, that's interesting. Ansible can indeed access external inventory without writing more code. Yeah, I assume, I can imagine that there are resources that allow you to do requests to common backend services or endpoints, if it's not too complex. But the thing is, in situations where I need to have more sophistication in the form of pure Ruby code, it's probably because I not only need to fetch stuff somewhere, but I also need to combine data to specific data structures or create hash maps of stuff. And I guess that's going to get convoluted quickly. So I probably would rather extract that into a module or something. Great stuff. So, it's almost 5 o'clock here, so I'm going to wrap things up. Let's take a look who's online, who we could visit in form of a raid. I would say we'll raid Brookzerker, who's going to do Docker for web developers, which is a topic that we were almost going to tackle anyway today with our Discourse setup, because Discourse does get set up via Docker. So let's go ahead and raid Brookzerker. There we go. Folks, thank you very much for joining me here. That was fun. We got ahead. I have my course page online and ready to sell. And we've started to set up our Discourse host. Hopefully I'll be able to resolve the DNS issues soon. And I guess we'll set up Discourse finally on Thursday afternoon, 2 p.m. Irish time, which happens to be 2 p.m. UTC as well. I'll be back with another live coding stream, and if there isn't something that's more urgent, we're going to finish our Discourse setup, and you might be the first members to join our new forum server. Until then, we'll raid Brookzerker. I hope you're going to have a great rest of your day, and until Thursday, take care.